It's all going down right now for Bitcoin. We are continuing to slide lower, and we actually lost that key level that you guys know I was looking at right here at 27.8. It's kind of expected. I was telling you guys that we weren't really responding to it with much strength, and so, you know, maybe we get a bounce, but we're probably just going to find resistance. But, you know, I mean, it just gave way even faster than that, which is completely fine. This is obviously speeding up the dump, and that's going to continue to add to anxieties. We've been monitoring the 4Flies dashboard, taking a look at the fear and greed index, and oh wow, we've actually gone up to 53. All right, that kind of just shows you the optimism of traders right now, and that's, you know, further backed up just by looking at the long and short ratio. And that was actually one of the main reasons I was bearish in the last video. And actually, since that video, I went ahead and entered a short position on Bitcoin. You guys know that I was trading a long position. That position is still open, the one that I made $200,000 in, but I am now also in a short position on another account, and this is a smaller trade. I specifically said that this is an aggressive trade for me. It's just not my style of trade typically, but this is the post that I made inside of 4Flies VIP, and this is the level of detail that you can expect. I want to go through this and the chart right now to talk you through what I've actually done and why I am in a profit right now, and I'm going to continue to monitor this and see how it develops. Now the thing is yeah, it's just that this range is pretty shallow. You know, the only real trading that Bitcoin has ever done in this price range pretty much kind of exists over here. You know, we can go further out, and I'll take you there just to show you anyway, you know, like what this kind of price range has looked like historically, and you'll really start to understand what I mean. You know, if we go back to what happened here in 2020, you can see that we didn't have any weekly, you know, kind of significant action happening around there. You know, if we go further into the 1 day time frame, we didn't really even have any kind of consolidation here. I mean, you know, we had a, you know, like a wick and a candle close, and that was it. I mean, that's literally it. That's all of the history we've ever had at this price level here. It was even less substantial. We just fell through it, and we fell through it again. You know, I mean, it was, that's it. I mean, there's just nothing, and it's this. So naturally, you know, when we lose important levels like 29, we are just gonna, you know, kind of gravitate towards the next one. But this isn't really even the next one. You know, the next one is 25K, and 25K didn't have any significance back in 2020 either. You know, it's only become relevant now, actually, for, I'm sorry, it's this red line right here. I mean, like, you can almost like barely see like a daily candle closed there, you know, like it's just nothing. There's not actually any, you know, not until $20,000, I'm sorry, $24,000, that's where we had something, you know, and so actually, in a sense, what we had was this green line was the real resistance level, but these two peaks, these were just deviations in a sense. So the market is still speaking in the language of deviations, ladies and gents. So that is, you know, I mean, it's across all sorts of different time frames. People, you know, tell me when I compare charts and stuff like that I'm not comparing the same thing, and therefore it's irrelevant. And they're completely incorrect, because what we're just looking for are characteristics, and characteristics will be exhibited on large time frames, they'll be exhibited on small time frames, they'll be exhibited with triangles, they'll be exhibited with fucking squares, circles, pentagons, whatever shapes you draw on the chart. If it's a characteristic, it will show up in different ways, not just in one way. That's why I call them characteristics. And so what we have now is we're just kind of falling down to the next significant area of the chart, which is kind of, you know, 25 to 24. But it is still an important support zone, you know, and I have been highlighting this to you constantly in recent videos, and there is a very good reason for that. If we take a look at, where's my chart? Which one has the, okay, I guess no chart has it right now. If we take a look at the Fibonacci retracement on this chart right here, it is a very compelling image. This is actually a really important Fibonacci level that we're dropping down to right now, and it is the silver lining for Bitcoin. It's actually the main reason that my trade is potentially a dangerous one, and, you know, one of the reasons that I said specifically that this is an aggressive trade for me. Again, this is the level of detail that we go into inside of VIP. When you join, what you're going to get is just a bit of information about like what kind of trade I've entered. I'll give you a little bit more background on it, and then I'll get into the fun details. I'll tell you guys a little bit about, you know, why I decided to, where I decided to trade this. Yeah, you know, so I told you my entry level. By the way, I wrote this right as I entered the trade. I need to make this clear. Like, I mean, the drop happened and that was it. There wasn't a second chance to get back into this trade yet. I did also speak about that though. Where did I mention it? I'm not sure where I said it. Yeah, right here, a little bit too small for my liking. I'm talking about my position size. So given the weakness that is very clear in the short term, I will seek to increase this position if Bitcoin moves back up to 27.6. So I've told you that I've entered the trade, but if we get back up, pretty much like I'll keep adding to this short right now, maybe up until the top of this range. I'm not sure. I'll have to continue to watch how this plays out. Hopefully I won't have to do that. The other option that I have available to me right now is actually moving my stop loss to break even, because I entered this trade at such a good entry. Again, I want to make this super clear. I've spoken about this before. Most of the trades that I make are planned well in advance. They are given to you with a lot of notification, usually multiple days, if not even a week or two, simply because I don't trade the markets aggressively. This one, I'll be honest with you guys, I was just kind of sitting at my computer and I saw it happen, you know, like I've just been chilling, and I saw it happen in front of me, and that's why I entered this trade. This is almost never how I trade. It's working out right now, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea. That's a really important thing that I want to highlight to you guys, because a lot of you just like, you don't even have like technical trading problems. You just have psychological trading problems. Again, like I always say it, just like the less you trade, the better off you're going to be. And if you just sit in front of your computer, like I've been doing this for 6 years, I get a pass on this at this point. But if you haven't been doing it for a very long period of time, you probably haven't completely fucked everything up yet. But I promise you, you will. That is part of the process. And if you haven't done it yet, then your turn hasn't come yet. So don't be too cocky. Get off that high horse, and just calm down, mate. That's the best thing I can say to any trader, really. I told you about my stop loss. It's just at 28 right now, and the reason that I selected a stop loss at $28,000 is it's just above this prior area that we fell off from, you know. So if we return back there, then the chance that we're, you know, just finding some random phantom support, you know, because there isn't really any support in this range, the chance that we just kind of find some phantom support, you know, would be, you know, pretty high if we manage to get up that high. You know, so we probably start rising a little bit more, and at that point I would just want to, you know, just get out of the trade. And for that reason, I'm willing to put my stop loss at break even now. The drop has happened. I don't think it's going to be particularly substantial after this. And again, it comes down to this Fibonacci retracement right here. $26,600 is an important level on this Fibonacci retracement, and this is the whole move traced up from the fake out down to 19.7 to the fake out up at $31,000. This Fibonacci retracement is extremely relevant to the chart. In fact, it's so relevant to the chart that $24,000 is exactly where the 618 retracement is. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gents. These numbers line up absolutely perfectly, going back 3 years. You can't make this up. This is extremely impressive, and I'm really happy with what I'm seeing right now, potentially telling me that Bitcoin could be falling down to a beautiful support area to gather a little bit more strength and then charge even higher. I know that it's looking really scary right now, and trust me, this isn't a good chart, right? I mean, on the you know, it went from okay, you know, standard procedure pullback, in fact exactly what we were expecting, to significantly worse within 1 day. It all changed with this candle that we had just yesterday, this daily candle right here, because we penetrated below our support level. And that's exactly what I was talking to you about would really sour my appetite, is if we lost this level, that would tell me that we're no longer doing like a routine pullback. We're no longer doing like a routine little drop before, you know, we just charge up a little bit more, and that this correction needs to go a little bit deeper. So that's why I'm quite happy with this position. And I didn't actually trade it on Bybit. This trade I actually made on OKX, which is the second exchange that I'm using. And I want you guys to check them out if you're interested in their $30,000 in rewards offer right here. You can sign up to OKX using my link in the description down below. And the thing that's interesting about them compared to Bybit is that, yes, you get 30K on Bybit just in trading ammunition, just free money deposited into your account, but you need to deposit a high amount of money to even qualify for that. And the thing about OKX that makes it unique is you don't really need to deposit that much money. You know, you only need to put in 50,000. You only need to put in $50, and you have access to a mystery box worth 10K when you register, and another 10k when you deposit your money. You don't even need to make a deposit to get your first mystery box. So it's a really interesting offer for that reason, and there's basically no cost in trying it out, right? Like you could get something really good and worth your while, and if not, the worst that happens is you are on a long-standing exchange that hasn't had issues, as far as I know, ever, that has amazing, great liquidity. It's the same as Bybit. They're all like, all the big exchanges are the same in that sense. They all work extremely well. OKX has other benefits that are better than Bybit. I do think the UI for the app is quite interesting. Not necessarily better, but it could be to other people. And it's just nice and sleek. It's worth checking out as a good alternative. But back to the market here. I am going to be looking at that area of support first, and if it does collapse, yeah, my main area is going to be down at 25k, and I suppose that's kind of the main reason that I'm happy to be in this position, is because I think that it could drop, fairly low. I mean, the main target that I outlined was 26.7, but I think it could go significantly lower. I also, I have a trading journal. I document a lot of really important information, and I outline the technical reasons for my trades, like this right here. Like I did with this VIP post. And this is like a lot of information that, some people may not have even considered. For example, it's easy to identify a respectable stop loss level. This is one of the reasons that I entered the trade. Why? Well, because if I can identify a good stop loss level, it means that it's a good trade, right? Like I'm protecting my risk. If that's not the case, if I can't easily identify a stop loss, then it doesn't matter how good the upside is, it might not be worth entering that trade. This is the exact level of thinking that most people lack as traders. They just don't look for reasons to not enter their trades. Like they only look for reasons to press go. They look for reasons to put their money into the market. That line of thinking will keep losing you money. It has never not lost people money. It's always the wrong line of thinking. And there's so many other psychological things where like these are overnight fixes. You talk about like no one becomes a good trader overnight. That's true. It's because it takes people too fucking long to learn this stuff on their own, because it's just hard to do it through trial and error. But if you've got a checklist of things that you just need to fix, and if you fix them, and here's the solution on how to fix them, you're good. You can actually do it pretty quickly. And that is something we've been able to achieve really well with 𝐷𝗏𝐻𝑖𝑟's VIP. I'm talking about this from a psychological perspective. You're getting a really good taste of it on this YouTube channel, but you're not getting anything close to what I've actually put out behind VIP and the Academy. If you want to check those out, follow the links on screen right now, or just like this right here, scroll down past the second channel, subscribe to that if you're interested in altcoin analysis, and come right down here. This link is going to take you to my 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝐻𝐻 Gold Telegram channel, where I'm giving you more analysis around the clock for myself and my team. And this link, which you will find right here, is the direct contact link to me on Telegram. You can ask me how to join VIP. You can get inside of the Advanced Academy course. Yearly members, as I mentioned in my previous Bitcoin video, also get phone calls with me. You can call me around the clock. I'm always going to make time. We fit in calls almost always the very next day at latest, and it's unlimited calls. Nobody has ever abused that, so that's why I've said unlimited, and it is a very, very interesting addition to everything else that we've got going on. So if you're interested, follow these steps on screen. Check out OKX to get your offer right there for $30,000 in rewards just for registering, depositing, and trading. Very, very cool offer. And of course, if you haven't yet done so, make sure to take advantage of the Bybit giveaway. You only have to deposit $100 on there, and you're entered into this iPhone 14 Pro Max giveaway.